So here's something new. Nintendo just announced that they will be having a partner direct and an Indie World Showcase tomorrow. They will be broadcast back to back, and this has never been done before. It's just not something Nintendo has tried, but at the same time, like, you know, why not? Seems like a perfectly good idea. You know, each of these kinds of presentations is gonna bring in a certain audience. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of overlap, but there will be some people who might be interested in indies, but not like greater third-party stuff and t'other way around. There's no doubt that each of these presentations are, you know, significantly smaller and less hype-inducing than a regular Nintendo Direct, but you know, you put them together. You're adding their power together. It's clever. It makes tomorrow into a much bigger event, and I will remind you, I will be streaming it, so please come and join me. I will be on YouTube. It'll be 7 in the morning, and I've got a cold, so I'm probably gonna be half dead. There's my advertisement for tomorrow's Nintendo presentations. I will probably be half dead. Come and watch and listen to me mumble my way through the whole thing. But right now, I simply must turn this relatively small piece of news into a much greater conversation, because that is simply what I do. This whole back-to-back partner showcase, indie showcase thingy tomorrow, it is very cool, but it is a little bit weird. Just because of like where we're at and where Nintendo is at. Next month, it's almost September, and September is normally where we would get a major Nintendo Direct. It's certainly not guaranteed, but September has been the most consistent month for Nintendo Directs, this generation, I guess. Now, I think it would be perfectly reasonable to not expect a Direct next month, simply because it's the end of the Switch's life. Switch 2 is coming next year. We might even hear about the Switch 2 before the end of this year, or at the very least early next year. They probably don't have a bunch of big, crazy new Switch games to reveal to us. There's going to be a little bit of a lull here leading up to the big, crazy announcement blowout of all the brand new Switch 2 games coming. So it's pretty likely that they wouldn't have enough to give us. They wouldn't have enough announcements to create a regular September Nintendo Direct. However, right now they have a big batch of games coming out in the very near future that are gonna need new trailers. They're all gonna need new information. Echoes of Wisdom comes out in September, and then over the course of like basically one single month, it's Zelda, it's Mario and Luigi, it's Mario Party. And then we can probably assume that Metroid Prime 4 is probably going to come earlier next year than later, because Nintendo isn't going to want the release of that to interfere with the overall launch of the Switch 2, which is probably still going to be like in the first half of the year. So if Metroid Prime 4 is coming relatively early next year, then that could use another trailer. September, still a little bit of a ways until launch, but like, I don't know, it just seems like a really good opportunity to give us new trailers for all of these games. And spoiler alert, right now I'm working on a video. I already recorded it before Nintendo announced this, which is a real shame. But I'm making a video kind of just like predicting the last chunk of the year. I always do like the yearly predictions video, but like by this point in the year, things have changed so dramatically. I thought it would just be fun to do like a casual prediction of the last like 1/3 of Nintendo's year. And I predicted that they would do a Direct Mini in September, just to give us new trailers for this stuff and not really necessarily to reveal a whole bunch of new stuff. And right now I have to really reconsider that video and reconsider what my prediction is, because we're in kind of a conundrum right now. If there was any kind of Direct in September, even just a mini, why would they hold a partner showcase now? Indie World is always completely its own thing, so we don't have to worry about that. It's really the partner showcase. Why would they do that now instead of just waiting? Like, is it because they have some piece of news that's like so huge? Some third-party thing that's just, it's got to go out right now because that third-party publisher wants to reveal this game on their own, and so it needs to happen now? Is that why this is happening? Because a partner direct now, this month, would suggest no direct at all in September. Yeah, why would they do a partner showcase now if they could have just held on to that and waited for, even if it was a direct mini. Direct minis often have like good third-party stuff in them. So why would they do that? It suggests no direct in September, but then why would they have no presentation in September when they have so many games that are gonna need new info, new trailers? You see what I mean? It's weird. Like, obviously, there's always the option of just dropping trailers on Twitter, just like throwing them on the YouTube channel and having it be that way. Nintendo does do that when it's convenient, but they usually do that when they need to give us new trailers for upcoming games and they just don't happen to have any presentations to stick them on. You know, like, it's just the timing doesn't line up. They don't have a, you know, if they decide to skip a direct in February or June or something, you know, we'll just get these like random trailers. But right now we have a concentration of games. We have several games at once that will need new trailers. 3 major games in a single month, and then another major game potentially just a few months later. All of these things could use trailers. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm flopping back and forth. This announcement has definitely messed up my my plans for this video. I have to really I have to really consider what I think the rest of the year could look like. If it's still possible that there could be a direct mini or some similar thing next month, I really just don't know. I will say though, again, it's cool. It's really cool. It's great. We get an indie showcase and a partner direct in one single day, just back to back. It really does make it seem like a more of a thing, more just a fun thing, a fun reason to all get together once more. I'm streaming it. Come, please. Oh, please come and be with me and the other people watching me while we watch these things. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll be feeling a little bit better. Keep your fingers crossed I get a good night's sleep tonight. You know, I really can't complain too much. I know there was felt like a good few years there where I was pretty much sick just constantly. Just like always sick, and it was terrible. But since then I had that surgery, I had my adenoids removed, they got infected all the time. Been just like treating myself better mental health, eating better. So like, yeah, I've not been getting sick nearly as much. This might even be like the most sick I've been since I had that surgery over a year ago. So I mean, you know, you gotta get sick sometimes. The whole household is sick. It's just one of those things, you know, you get a cold and you just gotta wait through it, which is unfortunate. Especially because like the older I get, the more getting sick just makes my whole body just like feel awful. You know, even like separate from the symptoms, it's just kind of like, I don't know, I also just like, bleh. I just like feel bad. My body just like doesn't want to move or do anything, but I don't know. What are you gonna do? The show must go on. Someone must report and give opinions on Nintendo news, or else who else is gonna do it? Who else? Show me one other person who's gonna do it if I don't.